Hello everyone, this is Colin once again. I just wanted to comment on a recent, and by very recent I mean I think this is only taking place in the past couple of days. Um, the topic of Farhan Qureshi apostating from Islam, or that's what the apparent stance is. I came across this. How did I come across this? Oh, right. A subscriber of mine, MK Vine, uh, sent me a private message with the link to faithfreedom.org, and with Farhan's basically an article he had posted on Faith Freedom, run by Ali Sina, um, where he described that he basically saying that he had apostated from Islam, and it was surprising to me actually, to read this. I don't know if I was more surprised by his apostasy article than I was where I was reading it. That I was reading his apostasy article on Faith Freedom. I don't know if it's .org or .com, but anyway. Um, yeah, I don't know which one was more shocking. Yeah, and then of course I saw that two other websites were discussing him. One was Answering Muslims, run by Acts 17 Apologetics, and then um, Facts About Islam by Brother Yahya Snow, how he discussed Farhan's apostasy. And I read each person's articles. Farhan's, Answering Muslims, Facts About Islam, Brother Yahya Snow, and and then I was looking at the comments on answeringmuslim.com's blog, on their comments, and there were people's reactions to his apostasy on there. And I just frankly I found the whole thing fascinating. I have to say that MK Vine had said to me that he didn't want to, antagonize me, or I got what he was saying. It's like he knows that I'm currently going through sort of a questioning period, if you want to call it, investigative period. I like to use metaphors. I'm more like a sponge right now, taking in a lot of information, doing a lot of research, and also the fact that Farhan also studies psychology, and so do I. So MK was more interested in my thoughts, since Farhan is also studying psychology, and is a Muslim, or was a Muslim, and now he considers himself an apostate. Interesting enough, I checked his YouTube channel, which is Orthodox 786, and I'm still a fan of his channel. I still subscribe to it, and he describes himself as, basically the thoughts that he's having right now. Orthodox Islam would view him as is not a Muslim anymore. And so that was an interesting way of putting it. It was sort of like, I don't know which one he wrote first. Was it the apostate article that's on faithfreedom.org, or was it how he described himself on his YouTube channel? Because both seem rather different. One seems more like, yes, I'm totally out of Islam, so adios amigo. And the other one, his YouTube channel, seems to be more like he's having certain thoughts that really literalist Orthodox Muslims would say would not fall. If you had these thoughts, you would be out of the fold of Islam. Now, if it's the second one, if it's what his YouTube channel says, that I can relate to that, because there are certain things that I'm wrestling with right now, and certain theories that I'm entertaining, that the most literalist Orthodox Sunni Muslim would, and as many of you have said to me, would be kind of itching towards, not being Orthodox. But if his article is where he currently stands, which is basically that he views Islam as being kind of, he wants to analyze its primitive backwardness, and that he found that because of science and psychology that's why he had to leave Islam, then that is something that I can't relate to. Mainly because at the end of the day, I value the psychology of religion, and I read authors that view all religions and the experience that all religious people have as equal. If you read William James's The Variety of Religious Experiences, he doesn't talk about it until the very end of the book, and I'm currently reading it right now. he talks about the individual experiences as opposed to then throwing in dogma and institutionalized institutions. He says he's going to talk about it later, and I'm going to do a video on this book. So this is sort of like a little, intro to that in the near future. But when I look at psychology of religion, and I don't know how many books on the topic Farhan has read, but if most psychologists who study religion, unless you're friends with Sam Harris, pretty much conclude that religion and religions in general and the function of religion for the human psyche is equal for anybody who's of any religion. So I'm kind of confused as to where psychology comes into this. I mean, I was introduced to his apostasy by the fact that I study psychology and so does he. That somehow that would lead me to either, I guess, share his same views, or perhaps just be someone who can comment on where he's coming from. As Brother Yahya Snow said in his blog response to Brother Farhan, this is sort of like a little intro from Farhan. We don't really know the details. He says he's going to write more articles, and I very much look forward to reading his future articles where he wants to talk about Islam and his newfound views on Islam. Again, I have to say, and I mean this, and this is going to sound like I'm guilting by association. But as I said earlier in this video, I don't know whether I'm shocked by his apostasy or the crowd that is championing his apostasy article, or the website that where he published it. And I'm itching sort of towards the crowd he's running with. And I think Brother Yahya Snow also talked about this in his article, that it's like you're thanking Ali Sina for publishing your article. And a lot of the words that that Farhan was mentioning in his art, the words that he used, I don't know. I think I was surprised by some of the comments that he made in his apostasy article. I do respect Farhan. I do. I still do. It would be hypocritical of me as an apostate from Catholicism, convert to Islam. And even now, I consider myself still a Muslim, but I am going through a period of questioning, literalist doubt, and sort of exposing myself to other perspectives. So it'd be really hypocritical of me to give him crap for what he's going through. Plus, I believe he used to be an Ahmadi, and then he became an Orthodox Muslim, so he knows what it's like, too, to go from point A to point B to point C, or however, point A to point B only, or what have you. So I respect him that he has the right to venture out and expose himself to different points of view, and perhaps integrate some of these points of views into his current mindset. We all grow. We all grow and we all go. Growth and go. Venture forth in different directions. And I'm not going to pass judgment on what he's done for himself, because to me, that's between him and God, and it has nothing to do with the rest of us. However, having said that, I do agree with Brother Yahya Snow's assessment that this is a very strange company for Brother Farhan to keep. Mainly because I believe Brother Farhan is a better man than Ali Sina. He is a better man than David Wood and Sam Shimon. And I really think that I would be very interested to see his perspective, the things that he has to say, especially as a student of psychology, and he is also a student of psychology. I'd be very interested to see how he is now viewing Islam, if it is based on psychology. But I would like to see it from his own personal perspective. If this turns into another one of those, I've joined a different team, then this is really repugnant to me, because this would turn into a sort of sports match. And if you go to Answering Muslims blog and see their review of his apostasy, all the comments from all the Christians are like, "Oh, hallelujah! Praise Jesus! He left that barbaric, despicable, ugly religion." And it's, you feel like you're watching when someone on a baseball team decided to go to somebody else's team. It's like someone from the Yankees decided to go to the A's or something. Everyone's like, "Yeah! Yeah! He left! He's over here now!" And the home team's like, "No! No! Why?" If it turns into something like this, where we're treating him like he's a sports player, going from one team to the other, then the whole situation is repugnant to me. What I value is Farhan's own legitimate personal explanation for why he decided to apostate and how he views Islam, and indeed perhaps religion in general, now, based on whether he is showing his evidence or his perspective from science, psychology, anthropology, and he listed a lot of these things on his apostasy, article. So, on one hand, I support Farhan in the spirit of looking at different perspectives, going what he feels is right for him. As someone who in the future would like to be a practicing therapist, I can't sit here and pass judgment on him. And I don't feel like it's necessary. Even if I made a video where I was like, oh, Farhan, what difference does it make? Farhan's going to do what Farhan wants to do at the end of the day. But I really would value what he has to say, and I really want to stress that, what he has to say, not the likes of Ali Sina, David Wood, and Sam Shimon, because we already know what they have to say. We know their biases. We know that they think Islam's from Satan. We know that, don't we? That, they think that Muhammad was a pedophile, astaghfirullah. They think that Islam's a repugnant religion, voicing medieval Christian and very aggressive, atheistic, I'm saying Ali Sina on that one, tendencies towards the religion of Islam. If Farhan, if that indeed, as some people are wondering, if that is where he's going, then I don't think Farhan needs to say anything, because he would be parroting what we already know from that crowd. But again, I'm trying not to throw him in with a guilty party. I sincerely hope that Farhan will do videos or post articles in the future that are reflective of his own unique perspective. And I think that's one of those, I think the Answering Muslim crowd was sort of disappointed that he suddenly didn't start screaming that he loved Jesus as Lord and Savior, whereas he just said, "I apostated," but he didn't say that he was suddenly accepting Christ. I thought that was, they were like, yes, at least he's out of that one, but oh damn, if only he would. I mean, come on, people. Let the man make his own decisions. Let him make his own journey, instead of treating him like he's some, baseball trading card. It's, I don't know. To me, I thought that whole thing was just, I don't know. We all want people to be like us, I guess. But at the end of the day, we are all individuals, and we all have to make our individual choices. And I really sincerely hope, and I do mean this, that all sarcasm aside, and I am sorry if I offended anybody, all this aside, I really hope that Farhan is making these decisions on his own individual merit. And I hope his future arguments and his future thoughts that he decides to share with the rest of us are based on his own individual thought process and not being influenced by, this other group. So, with that said, I'd like to leave this open. If I would like to talk to Farhan, if so Farhan, if you actually stumble upon this video, I'd like to, if you'd like to send me a message. Again, I really hope I haven't come off as aggressive towards you. Most of this video was being sarcastic. I really, really do. I hope you can see that what I'm saying is the sincere hope that you are doing well, and that your perspective and the information you decide to share in the future is from you and your own research. So thank you everyone for watching, and Farhan, I hope to talk to you in the near future. Peace be with you all.